Imagine living in a world where meaning is an illusion, where hope is a dangerous delusion, and where the only true freedom is accepting the absurdity of existence.
Aujourd'hui, maman est morte. Ou peut-être hier, je ne sais pas. J'ai reçu un télégramme de l'asile. Mère décédée, enterrement demain, sentiment distingué. Cela ne veut rien dire, c'était peut-être hier.
Welcome to the philosophy of Albert Camus, the man who dared to challenge our understanding of life, death, and everything in between. Born in 1913 in French Algeria, Camus was raised in poverty, losing his father at a young age during World War I. Despite his hardships, he became a brilliant thinker, playwright, journalist, and novelist. But what made Camus truly revolutionary was his philosophy. Existentialism? Not quite. While often grouped with Jean-Paul Sartre, Camus rejected the existentialist label. Instead, he developed a concept that shook the intellectual world: the absurd. Camus believed that life has no inherent meaning, and yet as humans, we desperately try to impose meaning on it. This contradiction between our need for purpose and the universe's silent indifference is what he called the absurd. But instead of falling into despair, Camus proposed a radical response: rebellion. Not against society, but against meaninglessness itself. Accept the absurd, live fully, embrace the chaos. Now let's talk about his most iconic works, the books that continue to challenge and inspire millions. The Stranger, L'étranger, 1942. Meet Meursault, an emotionally detached man who doesn't cry at his mother's funeral, commits a random murder, and faces an indifferent world. The novel questions morality, justice, and how society punishes those who refuse to play by its rules. The Myth of Sisyphus, 1942. If life is meaningless, why not just end it? Camus directly tackles this question, arguing that the only truly serious philosophical problem is whether to take one's own life. His answer? No. Instead, we should rebel by finding joy in the struggle itself, just like Sisyphus rolling his rock up the hill for eternity. The Plague, La Peste, 1947. A novel that eerily mirrors our modern world. In a town overrun by a deadly plague, Camus explores human resilience, fear, and how people react to crisis. Is it an allegory for Nazi occupation, a reflection on human suffering, or simply a story about survival? Maybe all three. The Fall, La Chute, 1956. A chilling confession of a former lawyer in an Amsterdam bar. This book is a deep dive into guilt, hypocrisy, and the lies we tell ourselves to feel morally superior. Camus versus Sartre, a famous feud. Camus and Jean-Paul Sartre were once close friends, but their friendship collapsed in one of the most famous intellectual battles of the 20th century. Sartre believed in revolution at all costs. Camus, on the other hand, rejected ideologies that justified violence, even in the name of justice. Their public fallout became legendary, marking a deep divide in post-war philosophy. Camus's legacy. In 1957, Camus became one of the youngest writers to win the Nobel Prize for Literature. But just 3 years later, in 1960, his life was tragically cut short in a car accident. In his brief 46 years, he left behind a body of work that still resonates today. His message? Life is absurd, but that doesn't mean it's hopeless. In fact, it's the very reason we should live with passion, courage, and defiance. So what do you think? Is Camus's philosophy liberating or unsettling? Do we create our own meaning, or is life truly meaningless? Let's discuss in the comments. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Albert Camus, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon for more content on philosophy, literature, and the greatest minds in history. Until next time, stay curious, stay rebellious.